that going. All right, hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel, whichever one it may be. And if you are new here, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, do all those wonderful things. I didn't talk about cats in my last video, but anyway, we got Griffin with us. He's here. He wants to play mousey, but he didn't bring his mousey with him. And we got Pebbles. He's up on the back of the couch sleeping. But I am going to be kitting up this cute kitten, Leo Zodiac kitten. I am doing this for Wendy's event, the Zodiac event that she is hosting over on her channel. And I think I'm going to pull this a little bit closer. Pull the camera just a little bit closer. Let's see, how is that? Can I see? Yeah, it should be okay. I think right there is where the kitten is in frame. But it doesn't matter because we're going to be kitting up anyway. So, oh, Leo just came in. Cute! Leo and Griffin, my little Leos. They turn a year old on August 15th. But we're going to kit up that. So I'm going to be using, if I can find it, what I did with all my stuff, because I just did a video. So like, here's all the drills, and it's a Diamond Art Club. So place your bets now if the drills will be staticky. Go ahead. Leave your thoughts in the comment right now if you think these drills will be staticky. It's a Diamond Art Club. We'll just throw that out there. Okay, let's see. I think I am going to use, how many colors are in this? 47. I was thinking I was going to use this, but no. Maybe. No. No. You know, I don't have an empty. I don't know what I just did with the bags. There they are. All right, so, because this one only holds 30 colors, so I can only do 30 colors in here. And I think I'm just going to kit up into bags this time around. So we are going to just kind of start working. So let's just go ahead and throw 2 of these on the floor and keep 1. I thought about just, you know, like not just kitting up right away and just kind of like working out of these like to start with, you know, and then throwing them into the bag. But I feel like I would mess that up if I did that. So I think we will just do this. I'm just going to, there were 2, yeah, I think there was like a pixie dust and an AB in this section. All right. So what were your thoughts on the, will they be staticky? I think they will. Just because it's a Diamond Art Club. I really think they will. All right, so let us open up these. Kind of get these ready as well. One more. Okay. There we go. I honestly like don't normally kit up into bags, but I just figure I don't like, the only 2 containers I have, there's this one that had 30 and whoops. And then I have another one, I think, that also has 30, but the drill containers are like this big. Because it's the mini kit company. It's theirs. So, like, their drill containers are... Ooh, we need a trash bag. I'll grab the trash bag. for this. So here we go. Will 780 be? I don't know where I need to like hold my hand. I think here is good. Let me double check that. Okay. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. And what do we put them in? Here is the bottom of the box. I think I will just put them in there to keep them contained. So we'll just put that on the top of the table. Can't really see it. There's the bottom of the box. I'm going to put it on the top of the table, because I think this, yeah, right here is the main focal point. And then we have our trash bag. I will put next to me to make my life a little easier. Have you ever seen anybody get up this way? Remember, there is no right or wrong way to kit up. Kit up however you feel comfortable and do the things that you want to do. Because diamond painting, there is no right or wrong way, I don't think, to do diamond painting. Okay, maybe what my husband's suggestion is a wrong way to diamond paint. But, you know, I don't really think there is a right or wrong way to diamond paint. His suggestion is to just take all the drills and drop them on the canvas. Just take them all and dump them on the canvas. So far, so good on the static. Either that or it just doesn't. So far, so good. Yeah, because I think that's probably the wrong way to do a diamond paint. I mean, you could, I guess. It just would not look like the picture. That's for sure. If that's how you want a diamond paint, sure, all the more power to you. But I don't think you're going to get the results you're looking for. Unless that's what you're looking for. Chaos. That is my husband. He is chaos. So, let's see. What events is everybody going to do for the month of August? So far, I'm only going to participate in one. We'll see how that goes. I did see a Drills and Chills video today for Drills and Chills, and I was like, you know, I haven't participated in Drills and Chills in a couple of years, I think. So it might be fun to do Drills and Chills, and since I really only do events for the fun of it anyway, why not, right? Why not? I don't participate in events for prizes or anything like that. I think it's really cool when people offer prizes. And so maybe like in my future events, I will offer prizes. But then I feel like you're only getting people who are interested in the event for the prize. And not always, I guess, because there are other people out there that are like me that just want to do an event for the event and don't actually want a prize. But it's just the community thing, you know, you just want to be part of the community. You just want to enjoy seeing what other people work on, and just, yeah, I guess there are other people out there that are like me, but then you also get those people who are like, well, I want a prize. I want to get something for doing something that I would have done anyway, because I would have eventually worked on this canvas because I bought it to work on it eventually. But I want to get something for it because I feel like I should for working on it. That seems so weird. If that is your mindset, all the more power to you. I mean, why not? There have to be people that want prizes. Right. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't even know what to talk about, honestly. Like, I'm sure I could ramble. I could definitely ramble. But yeah, so what events are you going to participate in for the month of August? Did you see the Drills and Chills video, and will you be joining Drills and Chills? I'm going to look at my canvases and see what I want to work on for the month of September. And let's see what I get done in the month of August. Nothing. AB 945. There you are. It's like a peachy creamy color for this little zodiac Leo kitten. I feel like I need to come up with some cute... I was supposed to be doing something today too. Oh, yeah, I gotta go in and look at 3D prints later. But I've got a cat vet appointment this afternoon. And I'm working 4 days in a row. Gross. Gross. Like, I know I need to work for money aspects and everything, but like I was only trying to do 32 hours so that I could have 3 days off, so then you have another day to work on the things that you need to work on, like for instance the house. So since I have only had 2 days off, our house is a complete and utter disaster area. It's a mess. And it's like my husband will he'll do certain things. Like he'll do the dishes, he'll do the laundry, he'll do the floors. But he's not going to pick things up and put them away, because for him, if it's out and seen, then it's okay. And for me, it's like, if it's out and seen, it's not okay. It's like okay, but not okay. Like, I am the one with really bad flat surface disease, and I will admit that. He has flat surface disease only for the stuff that he feels is relevant to be seen. So, for instance, I am absolutely awful at taking any kind of medication or, you know, like iron tablets. I need to take iron tablets because my iron is always low. So I need to take iron tablets. And like, even if they're in front of my face, I still won't take them. But if they're in front of his face, he'll take them because he'll see them and think, oh, I need to take that. Whereas me, I will look at it and say, I need to take that, and then just completely walk away. I don't know what it is with my brain. So for me, things don't need to be out and be seen for me to know that they exist. I just need something to tell me to take it, to do it, you know, okay, the vacuum can be put away in a closet or something somewhere because I know that the vacuum exists. For my husband, the vacuum needs to be visible. Like, it needs to be seen for him to know that the vacuum exists. And I don't even know if it's just my husband who's like this or if it's like a male thing. Like, he will open the fridge and what he's looking for could be right in front of his face, easily visible, and he won't see it. Then I will go in the fridge and he will get annoyed and frustrated because I will be like, it's right here. And I'll just grab it out and take it. And he'll be like, but it wasn't, I didn't see it. But dude, it's right there. And sometimes he'll just be like, watch. He's like, I can't find it. You're just going to open that fridge door and you'll just pull it right out. And I'm like, yeah, because I just literally just do that. And he's like, there's just something. Something about his, like, how his brain works compared to, like, how my brain works. It's like two completely different things. Like, we were at work, and I'm not saying, like, that I don't do the job. I do the job that I am hired to do. I do the job, and I do the job well. But it might come to the point where I have already done what I needed to do. Grabbed the things that I needed to grab. Gone out, worked the products, and then realized that I missed one. For me, I can say I missed one. It's fine. I'm either going to be going back to the back and I will grab it and bring it out with me if it's something that I'm capable of doing, or I will say, I missed one. I've been here for longer than I needed to be. It's just one. And I will leave it. I will make it look nice with what is, you know, what is there. Or I will go back and grab it. But for him, if he doesn't do it, if he doesn't go back and grab it, it will stress him out for the rest of the day because he missed one. For me, I will be like, it's one. It's one item. It's not a whole, you know, like I didn't leave a bunch. I left one item. I don't think it's going to be a problem for one item. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it's like the one item that like stresses somebody else out and they're like, oh my God, why didn't they just do this? And you're like, because I didn't see it on my first pass, so I didn't grab it. But it won't bother me. Like, I won't lose sleep over the fact that I just didn't do that one item. But he will. So there's like a difference in our brains. All right, I need to go to the bathroom, so I will be back. All right, I'm back. I hope this is okay. I got a little hungry, so I'm just having some yogurt. Anyway. I make my own yogurt now. I mean, like, not make my own yogurt. So you could buy, you know how you could go to the store, you can buy, like, different yogurts, and they have flavors and stuff in them. And, you eat them, and you pay, like, $1 and something for yogurt or something. Anyway, I was watching this like video on YouTube with my husband about things we spend money on that are just a waste of money. And yogurt was one of them, because like I can buy an entire container of yogurt and pretty much just like make my own yogurt pretty fast and pretty easily. Like, for instance, this one, there's probably more in here than you would get in, say, a Chobani with, you know, because I have like a serving size of peaches, a serving size of yogurt, and a serving size of granola in here. And I can enjoy that now and have something, you know, moderately healthy to enjoy. Right, Cookie? You can come up here, I guess. You want to come up here? Cookie? Cookie? What's up? Cookie's going to the vet today. Cookie stopped eating for a few days. So I rushed her to the emergency vet because it was 3 days later and she still hadn't eaten. And I think I've talked about this, how I was like annoyed because they didn't test her mouth, and I really think that she had mouth sores, and like that was her whole problem and why she wasn't eating, was because her mouth freaking hurt, man. Her mouth hurt. I don't think it was any other reason than she, you know, I think she had an upper respiratory infection, so it's just basically like a cat cold, and I think she got a cold sore in her mouth, and then she didn't want to eat because her mouth hurt. And now she's back to normal. She's eating like normal. She's being her normal self. And I went ahead and made a vet visit like the day after we went to the emergency vet, because I was like, okay, well, I just have like my regular vet checker. I can have them check her mouth. I can have them do blood work again. You ever do stuff like that and then like it finally comes to the day of and like a doctor's visit. You make a doctor's visit because something's bothering you. The day of the doctor's visit, whatever was bothering you has been gone for like 3 days and now you're perfectly fine and you're like, but I made the doctor's visit. So now what do I do? So we're going to the vet. I'm supposed to take Griffin too because he was bloated. But I think Griffin just got constipated and he just needed to take a poop. And he took a poop and now he's fine. So I don't know if I'm going to pack him up in the car and take him as well. I am going to take Cookie and I am going to have them do blood on her just because like her liver values did come up abnormal at the emergency vet. So I just want to make sure she's okay. But anyway, yeah. So back to like things we spend money on that are a complete waste of money. Yogurts, obviously. Yogurts. It's convenience. It really is just convenience. You know, like buying a yogurt is convenience. Now, for me, I'm not buying the little yogurts anymore because I'm like, it's convenience. I can buy a big container of yogurts and I can make whatever flavor I want. Yesterday, I had cherry yogurt. Cherry and dark chocolate chip yogurt. Yeah, I can make my own yogurt. Today, I'm having peaches and granola. I have strawberry, and I just buy frozen fruit. Like, I just buy some frozen fruit. I put the frozen fruit in the yogurt, and then I put it in the fridge, and the frozen fruit, like, just thaws, and then I have, like, a nice flavored yogurt that didn't take me that long to make, and I can enjoy at any point. And I have these little containers that are, like, perfect for a serving size of, like, any flavored yogurt I want. I put this in a regular bowl, but, yeah. The other thing, Crustables. Crustables, peanut butter, and jelly sandwiches. Think about how hard it is to take 2 slices of bread, slap some peanut butter on it, slap some jelly on it, and boom, you got a Crustable. Big waste of money right there. And I see so many people, because I'm like a personal shopper, I see so many people buy these things, and that's all I can think about each time they buy them. I'm like, these Crustables people, man, they're making bank off this because it doesn't cost that much to buy, like, to buy a thing of Crustables and to buy a loaf of bread, a jar of peanut butter, and a jar of jelly. Like, you are saving so much more money on the loaf of bread with the jars of peanut butter and jelly because you're going to be able to make so many more sandwiches out of them than you are on the Crustables. And, like, you could, in theory, do the same thing with your bread and use, you know, like, you could get, like, a little cutter thing and cut different shapes even. You don't even have to just make them round or square. You could cut different shapes out of your sandwiches and make it, you know, put them in little baggies, put them in the freezer, and boom, you've made your own Crustables without that much effort. It really isn't. But I do think it's one of those it's convenient. And like mom and dad can just take a Crustable, mom or dad can just take a Crustable, throw it in the kid's lunchbox and send them off to school. But think about it. Like, they could be making those up ahead of time. It wouldn't even take that long. You know, just line your bread up, slap some peanut butter, slap some jelly, plop those things together, and then just boom, 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 throw them in a little baggie. And then you're like, but what about the extra bread that's left over? Make bread pudding or something. I don't know. If they really don't love the crust that much, like if they don't mind the crust, then boom, you just got a bunch of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that are full-size peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and not little like snack items. It cost you a lot of money. Yeah, Crustables. What else do I like? Oh, Lunchables. Lunchables are a big seller. Like, they're like such a big seller that we can't even keep them in stock usually. But think about how easy it would be to make your own Lunchable. Think about it. Buy some bologna, buy some ham, buy some cheese, whatever flavor cheese you want, mozzarella, cheddar, American, whatever you want. And make your own. I used to actually do this because I was like, why am I spending? So like the cheapest little one, which is basically just a snack for an average American adult. It's a snack. You get what, 5, I think like 5 or 6 crackers, 5 or 6 little slices of cheese. Like the cheese is like that big, you know, half this bag of cheese and like 5 or 6 slices of meat. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6. I think it might be 5 little slices of meat. And it's basically, it's just a snack. It's not a lunch. It's a snack. And now you don't even get the candy in a lot of them anymore. It's just the crackers, meat, and cheese. For $1.64, something like that. You get these, you know, crackers, meat, and cheese. So you can buy a package of Ritz crackers for what, $3.97. You can get a box of Ritz crackers. And then you can get a package of cheese for like $1.16 or something like that. Like, it's not that much for a package of cheese. And then also a package of meat. Now, I can't price out meat because I don't really pay that much attention. But, you know. A package of meat, a package of cheese, and a package of Ritz crackers. Or crackers. Any crackers that you want. Because it doesn't have to be Ritz. Any crackers you want. And you can just quickly make your own Lunchable. Using plastic little baggies if you want to. Sandwich bags. You know, throw your crackers in one sandwich bag and throw your meat and cheese in another. Because they can go together. It's not going to hurt them to be together. It's not going to hurt you if they're together. And then you take that and you can have, like, I don't know what a full serving size of Ritz crackers actually is, but you could do a full serving size of each item, and you're probably getting more than you would in a Lunchable, and you can pack an apple or something. I mean, not saying that you couldn't with a Lunchable either, but, you know, like, you can have an apple with it, or you can have an orange, you can have a piece of fruit with it, and then if you want the candy, you can have your candy, and it's probably going to be a full-size candy, and not a little mini bite, because you're probably going to get yourself, you know, a candy bar. You really want that. I'm trying to be better on my diet. My cholesterol came back high, so I have to, like, watch my diet forever. For the rest of my life. I probably should. Probably should be better. I haven't been, but I probably should be better about what I'm eating. Which is why the yogurt that I'm not eating right now, but it was a little cold, so it can heat up a little bit. It's fine. Anyway, because I was a little hungry, but then it's okay. But yeah, so items like that are mostly just for convenience, you know, like, it's just a convenience for us to have it in a small prepackaged little form. And they said that about the little bags of chips too. You know how you can buy like the box of chips, when in reality you could buy like a bag of chips and pre-bag those little suckers, or those suckers, into little bags, you know, like little sandwich bags or something. You could go ahead and pre-bag it, you know, do it all at once rather than, oh, I'm going to have some chips, you know, and take a handful of chips and put them in a bag on that day. Like, you could bag it all up into the little bags, and then you just grab a bag. I mean, like, okay, yeah, that's plastic consumption, but, you know, I'm sure there are more sustainable ways of doing these as well. 3848. This is going pretty quick. I don't think these were that staticky. They're a little staticky, but they're not that staticky. They're not crazy staticky. Just do that with that one. Throw it in there. Also, like, I don't know if it's... Does Diamond Art Club seem like they're adding more colors to their pictures now? Like, I know they started filling in the holes for the DMC chart, because the DMC chart has holes of colors that aren't in there, because obviously for DMC you're dyeing a fabric, like, basically, and then creating floss from that, or, you know, like, whatever it is from that. So, you know, like, I know they've started filling those holes, but it just seems like there doesn't need to be 47 colors on this canvas. Or this canvas, I mean, it's really well rendered. I'm not going to say that. It's really well rendered, and it's not that big of a canvas, but I do feel like they could have made it a 40 by 40 instead of a 42.6 by 42.6. But then again, they work in inches, not centimeters, so there's that too. It is a nice even 17 by 17 inches, which doesn't have a frame size. Think about it. A square frame is 16 by 16. Why couldn't we have just made this a frameable size? 16 by 16. That's a square frame. Because I think it goes 16 by 16 and then 18 by 18. So, like, in order to do the 17 by 17, you have to buy an 18 by 18 frame. Like, they could have made it just like an inch shorter. I think I'm right on that. I might be wrong, but I think I am right on that, that the frames run 16 by 16 and then 18 by 18. Or 20 by 20. I know 20 by 20 is definitely a square frame, but just an inch shorter and it would have been fine. Like, I feel like they could have made this an inch smaller and still gotten as great of detail as they got, but whatever. Whatever. Let's not complain about the diamond painting. Let's complain. No, they'll probably ban me from being able to purchase ever again. This said something bad about them. If they even see the video. Don't say anything bad about Diamond Art Club. It's supposed to be all flowers and roses for them. I don't know, just don't have any problems. Don't have any issues with their canvases, and they're fine. I really haven't, though. I really can't complain. I mean, knock on wood. There we go. I really can't complain because I really haven't had any major issues. Like, I've run out of drills a couple of times, but that's it. I haven't had any canvas issues. Now I say that, like, the next Diamond Art Club canvas I open, like, the canvas is going to be like... and I'll be like, great. This is the universe telling me I shouldn't have said anything. Right? Alright. I could have eaten my yogurt before I started the video back up, but I didn't. Now it's just sitting here. Looking all cute. I don't know if I like the peach. Like, the peaches just don't... They're frozen peaches, and I just don't know if they were, like, quite ripe when they froze them. I have peach trees. Alright, so 3, 8, 1, 5. This is almost done, though. I have to say, like, there's not that many colors left. There is, but there's not. Not that many colors. We're going through it pretty quickly, so that's how you can tell they're not that staticky. They are a little, like I said, but they're not that bad. See? A little bouncy. I don't know if you probably couldn't see that, but they're kind of just a little stuck in this bag. There we go. I got it out. They're a little stuck. They're a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of see there how they're sticking to the top of the bag there. So they are staticky, but it hasn't been that bad doing it into the baggies, I will say. It hasn't been that bad. I normally would use a container, but like I said, all my containers have a kitten in them right now. Like literally all of them, except for the 2 little containers because I finished a set of minis. Even the minis have more than 30 colors. So like why did they make the drill container for something that's not even possible? Drills there. All right. Anyway, how is everybody doing? Do you think that some of these products are just a waste of money the same way I do? Like that you really could just make them more financially efficient than buying the individual little items? I mean, I saw a YouTube video on it and I was like, oh my gosh, that makes sense. Do I feel like I'm saving money by doing this? I don't know, because I'm spending way too much money. And I know that's just because I'm working too much for my brain. So I was diagnosed with social anxiety disorder many years ago, and I'm sure that the diagnosis has changed over the years, but I have not gone to see a therapist or a doctor to discuss what is possibly going on in my brain. And so for me, when I spend a certain amount of time around people, I start to get physically and emotionally exhausted to the point where I need to just do nothing, absolutely nothing, because I cannot emotionally function. Physically, I am fine, but emotionally, I am not okay. And I know that, like, you know, it's one of those things like, growing up, you just did what you were supposed to do, and you didn't acknowledge the fact that you couldn't. You know, like, for my mother, it was like, all right, you have to go to work. Like, you have to go to work, you have to do these things, you have to do everything. And now we've reached an age where people are like, mental health is a thing, and taking care of your mental health is a thing. And, you know, growing up with the way that I grew up, mental health was not acknowledged and not treated as a thing. I think if I had been diagnosed as a child, my school life would have been a hell of a lot different than what it was. But because I was diagnosed as an adult, I suffered for it. So for me, I have come to the realization that working 4 days with 3 days off is perfect for my mental health. Anything more than that, and I mentally struggle. If I work, you know, just one extra day, just even if it's just a 4-hour shift, I mentally struggle. And then trying to explain this to someone who does not mentally struggle is so hard because they don't understand why it's a problem. Like, for instance, my husband and I are two completely different brain sets, right? He can go to work 7 days a week and just be normally tired and normally exhausted from going to work 7 days a week. If I work 7 days a week, I am like, I can't function. Like, I can't handle it. I literally will explode because, like, I've reached a limit of what I can handle, and we've gone past it. And now I am set to just tear into somebody. And like, I don't mean to, I don't want to, like, even that affects my mental health. And then I feel awful afterwards, because if you have like this kind of like thing, you kind of can understand where I'm coming from, I guess, where like, you've reached a limit, you've passed your limit of what you can handle, and because of it, now you are a ticking time bomb, and you will literally just go off on the first person that sets you off. Like, and I hate it. I hate doing that, because you know who sets me off? My husband. Luckily, he's so understanding and sweet about it. Because I won't, like, you try so hard not to have it be someone in your work environment, or someone, you know, like in your professional life that you go off on. But my husband is so sweet about it. I did it the other night. I just, like, I reached a point. I reached a mental point. I went in the bedroom to be by myself. I went in the bedroom to be by myself, and my husband followed me, and he's chit-chatting away, and he's talking about this, and he's watching YouTube shorts and videos, and I just was like, I was done. I was like, can you not be here right now? And he was like, whoa. Okay. Like, okay. And then I felt awful afterwards, because I'm like, he just wants to spend time with me, and he just wants to be with me. But like, he's sitting there laughing at these stupid little, you know, like when people doom scroll. He was doom scrolling, and he was sitting there laughing at this stuff, and like, I had already like switched YouTube videos twice, and like, and then I was just at that point, and I had reached it. I had reached the point, and I had passed the point, and I was just like, just go away and just leave me alone. Like, just do that. Like, you feel bad though. Like, you really do, because you're like, they just want to spend time with you, and you just want to be alone. Like, you just want to be alone. So he went and he cleaned the litter boxes, and he did the dishes and swept the floors. And then he actually started playing a game or something. Like, I don't know, but he stayed away for 2 hours, and I was like, oh, bless. It was absolutely sweet of him to be that understanding, considering that I had to, like, literally tell him to leave, like, because he doesn't get the cue. He doesn't get the subtle cues. He did another day get the subtle cues, though, because I went in the bedroom. I came home from one job, and I had to, you know, like, start changing my brain to switch over to the other job, and I was like, I'm just gonna lay down for half an hour, and I guess I fell asleep. He came in, and he laid down, and I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was staring at a cat and not my husband. So I was like, oh, okay, well. And then I went out in the living room, and he's like, you fell asleep. And I was like, yeah, good thing I set an alarm, right? So I wouldn't miss my other job, but it was kind of nice. I woke up and there was a cat with me. Just laying there with me. Laying on the bed with me. I mean, I have 7 of them, so it's bound to happen, but it was just nice. It was Rebel. He was the one that was with me, and that was really nice. He's not with me anymore. He left. I didn't even realize he left. But anyway, is this even recording? I think so. Yeah. Now I check. Right? Now I check. But let me know if you also suffer from that. And mine is actually social anxiety disorder, that I just get stressed out by being in social situations. And that's just what it is. And then when I just don't want to do anything on our days off, my husband is like, we never go do anything. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know. And I know it's me, but that's because I literally just don't want to. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be around people. I just want to be home. And I just want to be. And I think I've kind of changed my husband to be like that, because like now he doesn't even always want to go out anymore. He's like, I don't even want to go shopping. Like, well, we also don't have money to go shopping. But yes, social anxiety disorder, it sucks, but I manage it, and I manage it without medication. And I have for my whole life, and I think I do pretty good, because I think a lot of people with my degree of social anxiety disorder would not be working. They would not be holding the job that I hold. But I've also heard that people with my degree of social anxiety disorder are also really great at customer service. And I agree, because I'm really great at customer service. Do I want to be? No. But I feel like it's just because we are so empathic to other people's emotions and feelings, and so understanding that we are more likely to be kind and considerate of other people than people who just don't have that same level of understanding of the fact that people have emotional states. Everybody can have a bad day. How you react to people definitely faces forward of how they will react back to you. For instance, if you go into a place and you just say something simple, you know, like what's expected, and the person immediately snaps at you. One, they're either having a bad day. Two, they've gotten this question so many times that they can't handle it anymore. Or three, they're just plain rude. But you know, and like, so, all right, I guess I can use this as an example. I went to the post office. I purchased a P.O Box, and I mean, this is like a couple of weeks back now. I purchased a P.O Box online, and I am one of those people who double checks everything. So the website came up, I purchased the P.O Box, I went through everything. I read the thing completely to make sure that I was, you know, bringing what I needed to bring. So on the website that I went through it, and it said you need to bring 2 forms of identification, and then it gave you a list of the 2 forms of identification you could bring, which also, by the way, was wrong. Just gonna come right out and say that was also wrong. Nowhere on there did it say that you needed to bring your application form as well. So you need to print out and bring your application form. Did not say that anywhere. Because I read it twice. And the 2 forms of identification could be your driver's license and a piece of mail. That's what it said on the site. Verbatim, word for word. In the list was what you could bring: driver's license, passport, state ID. And then in the second list, piece of mail, credit card, something with your name and address, you know, to show that you are who you are. And then I think it also gave some other examples. I can't remember what they were, but you know, that was the first one. Piece of mail, credit card statement, something along those lines. So I went with my driver's license and a credit card statement because that's what it said. That's what it told me I had to bring, okay? I get up and say, okay, I rented a P.O Box. And she said, did you bring this paper? No. I didn't know I had to. It didn't say anywhere that I had to. And she said, this happens all the time. Why don't people ever just bring this paper? No, you're going to have to go back home and print out this paper and bring it in. Pretty much exactly how she said it to me. So I was like, it did not say I needed to bring this paper. But I left anyway. I went home, printed it out, and sent a thing, like a complaint to them about it. And somebody reached out to me. Somebody really nice reached out to me with a, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry you went through that. When can you come back in? And I said, okay, I can come back in on Tuesday or Wednesday because I had the day off. Which the post office is only open until 1 on Wednesdays and sometimes only noon or something. Like they're open shorter hours on Wednesdays than other days. So I went back, I brought the paper, and I brought the 2 forms of ID that I needed. And the person, I don't think it was the same person. I think it was a different person. Was really sweet and really nice. And she was like, okay. And I was like, yep, I have the paper. All right, do you have the 2 forms of identification? I'm like, well, I have this and this. And she's like, oh, you need to have a copy of your, not a copy, but you need to show an insurance card or something else. And I was like, okay. So that was wrong on the website too. Which, by the way, in the meantime of me like going there and coming back, I had gotten an email and I read through the email. People don't read, okay? So first off, I'm one of the rare ones who actually does read. But in my 20 plus years of customer service, people don't read. Right? I'll just do some of this while I'm organize these by number. Anyway, people don't read. They don't read. The first 2 words on this email were 2 forms of, bring your 2 forms of identification. And then it talked about what the 2 forms of identification could be in a paragraph. The very end of the paragraph, in 2 words was, and form. With a click, like a link for you to click so you could get to your form. Very end of the paragraph. In 2 words. 2 words. In reality, it should have started with, please bring form and your 2 forms of identification. Or please bring 2 forms of identification and form, with the link right there in that first line before it started talking about your 2 forms of identification, which again also stated that you could bring a piece of mail, like a credit card thing, in the list. So like, Postal Service, who's proofing your shit, man? Because they don't know people, apparently. They don't know people. They don't do customer service. But anyway, I thought I would explain that because it was like, that is a form of like customer service where I would have been better and just didn't appreciate just being instantly yelled at for not having a paper, because this is something that apparently happens all the time. Yeah, of course it happens all the time because 1, people don't read, and 2, it's not prominent, it's not listed, and it was never said in the original website. Like, it was never told to them that they needed to bring this form until the email, and then in the email, it's 2 little words at the end of a paragraph, and you want people to bring this paper with them? Yeah, I mean, when I sent the I wasn't really nasty. I was kind of polite in how I said it. I was just like, I just didn't appreciate being treated that way. But when I sent it, I did say that, you know, like, maybe it needs to change. And quite honestly, I don't know how often you've been inside of a post office, but at most teller desks, there's a printer. And we're talking like, you know, those old school giant printers. At most of the teller desks, there is a big printer. They can print. They're very capable of being able to print. So why can't they just print the form right there and then, instead of you having to go home and print it on your printer? Because who's to say that form's going to come to them in any good quality usage? Who's to say your printer ink isn't going to be low and it's going to go down your printer, you know? Like, who's to say that isn't gonna happen? Like, I honestly think that is a form they should be printing in their office to make sure, because if they need it for tax purposes, it's something that they should be making sure is usable and good. But anyway, I am done with this. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and you can feel free to share any times where something like that happened to you. And let me know your thoughts and opinions on it. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you in the next one.